Topping our news right now, the son of the man accused of killing a 7-year-old Kentucky girl appeared before a judge this morning. Our Chris Conti just got out of that hearing. Chris, what's the latest?
Well, Cuthbert, this was a very brief hearing. Really what people here in Scottsville are focusing their attention on is this afternoon. And that's when Bradley Madden's father, Timothy, is supposed to go before a judge here for a preliminary hearing. And the Commonwealth of Kentucky will have to lay out at least some of their evidence that connects him to the murder of Gabby Doolin. Now, as for Bradley Madden, he appeared agitated, even cracking a smile and mouthing the words, "Get me out," to his family members that were in the audience of the courtroom today. Bradley is accused of making terroristic threats against Scottsville police on Facebook last week. He apparently was upset because he feels his father has been wrongly accused in Gabby's death. The judge here appointed the 20-year-old an attorney and entered a not guilty plea on his behalf.
I assume, sir, that you probably lost your job over this. Is that right?
Not necessarily. I can get back.
Now, Bradley will be back here in court next Wednesday. We are expecting some major developments this afternoon when his father appears here before the judge. We'll have the latest coming out on News Channel 5. We are live in Scottsville. Chris Conti, News Channel 5.
Thanks, Chris. We will continue to follow this case as it develops throughout the day, including what you just heard Chris talk about there, Timothy Madden's hearing this afternoon. We will have updates beginning on News Channel 5 at 4 p.m. and also on our website and our Twitter pages. Back here in Nashville, 2 men are in the hospital right now after a double shooting in South Nashville this morning. Investigators were on the scene here at the Foxcroft Apartments on Paragon Mills Road for hours overnight. Officers say at least 2 guns were used and nearly 2 dozen shots were fired. The 2 victims drove themselves to the hospital. So far, no suspects have been named. And new details on the fatal crash on I-40 in Wilson County this morning. Police tell us 27-year-old Liana Strong of Lebanon was killed and 2 young children are injured after she veered into the median, overcorrected, then flipped her car, which then caught fire. You can see the wreckage there on the back of that tow truck. Witnesses say the car was speeding at the time of that accident. All 3 inside the car were ejected because none of them were wearing a seatbelt. Thankfully, none of the children's injuries are considered to be life-threatening. And on a lighter note, Music City hosts another memorable evening at the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum. This is the opening of Keith Urban's new exhibit called So Far. It's the story behind his rise to fame and all the ups and downs along the way. One misconception the megastar wants folks to know about his success is that it didn't happen overnight.
I think it's probably good for a lot of kids to know that sometimes it doesn't happen quickly. And you just keep going, I guess, is all I ever knew to do was to just keep going. It was remarkable that people kept believing in me and that I was able to keep staying and persevering.
Great advice from the country music megastar right there. You can check out Urban's exhibit at the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum through the end of May.